this is why it's very important to test the spirits. Sometimes your non-Christian friends actually give better advice than your Christian friends. I know because I've been there before. I've been in situations where I felt like the Lord was telling me that maybe I shouldn't do something, and then my non-Christian friends would tell me, Alyssa, I really don't think you should do that. But then some of my Christian friends would say, well, I would try it, I would do it, because something good might happen out of it. And then come to find out, because God always gives confirmation when he's talking to you, it turns out that thing didn't work out. So my non-Christian friends actually gave me advice that lined up with God's will better than some of my Christian and church friends did. And I'm not going to go into detail of what it was and how it happened or nothing like that. I'm just saying we really need to test the spirits when we think God's talking to us, because like I said, sometimes your Christian friends give good advice. Sometimes your non-Christian friends don't give good advice. But sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes your non-Christian friends know better than you do, and they're making smarter decisions than what you are. So that's why it's very important to ask yourself, okay, does God really want me to do this or not? It's like, God, if you want me to do this, show me. And if you don't, then stop it or make something happen. And then whatever confirmation you get, that's God. Like, that's what God was trying to tell you all along. So yeah, just because your pastor or your Christian friends tell you that you should do something, it doesn't always mean that that's what God wants you to do. So you have to have a relationship with God yourself, and you got to test the spirits, and you got to pray and ask God to give you the confirmation of when he's telling you to do something and when he's not telling you to do something. Because if you just listen to other people, depending on who you're listening to, they might tell you something that is lining up with God's will, but they could also tell you something completely different. So yes, it's not always easy, but because sometimes we would rather just go to people for advice and just say, well, what do you think I should do? Instead of just going to God and saying, well, God, what do you think I should do? And then God will lead you to the person that he's going to use to tell you that you should do this. But if you're talking to somebody that's telling you to do the opposite of what you believe God's telling you to do, and you start noticing all the signs and all the confirmation and all that stuff, then that's when you're gonna know, okay, this is what God wants. This is what he's been showing me.